guess who was on the campaign trail with Trump just a few hours ago? Sean Hannity and Jeanine Pirro of Fox News. Is that how I say her name, Pirro?
Yeah.
Of Fox News. Here's what they had to say.
The one thing that has made and defined your presidency more than anything else, promises made, promises kept.
If you like the America that he is making now, you've got to make sure you get out there tomorrow. If you haven't voted yet, everyone you know, your grandmother, your cousin, your kids, even your next door neighbor, if you don't like them, get them out to vote for Donald Trump and all the people who are running for the Republican Party.
So, I mean, Tara, can you imagine if...
No, because I'll tell you, yes, if this had happened under a different administration and it was a different network, what would Republicans be doing? We would be having a fit. It's about the bias in the media and how this is so inappropriate and everyone's in bed with everybody else and how can we expect any kind of fair coverage. But now we have an entire major news network that has become a state propaganda for this administration. It's completely inappropriate. Sean Hannity was being advertised as showing up as the campaign special guest. He said, no, I'm actually just doing an interview. Give me a break. I watched part of it earlier tonight. He got called up on stage by the president. I mean, it was completely inappropriate, and they're living in another world over there. It was like a college homecoming. They talking about how, like, owning the libs and how the faces of the left-wing media, what we're going to look like on Wednesday morning when Republicans maintain control of the House and the Senate.
Sometimes I watch it. It'll be on my office when I'm getting ready, and I'll see something. They'll say, I forget which one it is. The real collusion is between the media and Hillary. The
collusion is between the FBI and...
Is that not collusion? I mean...
Yeah.
In a weird sort of way, it's almost too open and transparent to be collusion because we can all see it so clearly. But, I remember years ago...
Wait, hold on. How do they consider themselves a news network when they are actively...
Well, I feel bad for the journalists, the real reporters.
What they will tell you is that their evening people are opinion, their afternoon people are more Fox News. Most people know, but that's the distinction.
They think that Sean Hannity and all of the people at night are actually telling them the truth and have to abide by the rules of journalism, and they absolutely do not. They're opinion hosts, but the people who are watching that channel have no idea. There should be a bug if they want to do it up there that says these are opinions. We don't necessarily have to stick by fact. But go on. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I mean that's the reality of how this has been a very slow creep over the past few years. As and I can tell you, Tara can too, working and Alice as well, working on Republican campaigns. Sometimes Fox was very seamless in how they would work with you. Yeah. Sometimes not as seamless as you would like, which would surprise you. I remember being in a meeting with Roger Ailes when he said, God, you guys need to do something about immigration. And my boss at the time said, do you know what this network would do to us? I said, oh, don't worry about that. Things have changed. And when we thought it might be seamless in a good story here or there, this is a whole level of that.
Yeah. Are you surprised by that as a Republican and a Trump supporter? Are you surprised by
what we saw tonight?
Yeah.
Not at all. Simply because...
Does it concern you?
Well, here's the thing, and it's important to make the distinction. Sean Hannity will be the first one to say that he is more of an opinion host and a radio host, and Judge Pirro the same way. On every presidential campaign I've been on, you always go for the highest name, the most popular person, the person that your crowd and your voters connect with. You bring them in, you put them on stage, you let them rally the people, especially the night before the election. You want that. We would do that. Glenn Beck came with us many times. Every state you go in, you have the top Republican and conservative radio host. That's what you do, and that's exactly what they're doing here tonight. But the clear distinction is they will be the first ones that tell you, Sean and Judge Pirro, that they are opinion people. But the average person thinks Sean Hannity, Fox News. They don't
emphasize that.
When I've worked with stories with Carl Cameron when he was with Fox, Brett Baer, now Chris Wallace. Yeah. These are not people who are going to work hand in glove with you to make your boss look great.
No, there are good journalists there,
but
this clouds it. I mean, this just sort of obliterates any of the good journalism that they're doing because of how the opinion folks are out there just projecting this kind of stuff.
Well, how can you say that the news media is fake media, but he's working in lockstep with the news media?
Because he says what he...
These are not the droids you're looking for.
That's
it's Star Wars all over
exactly.
The line's been disappearing slowly, right, between the primetime lineup at Fox in this administration. And this is more just, putting an exclamation mark on what we've already noticed, right? Hannity's already, it's been widely reported, is an advisor to President Trump, right?
Yeah.
Hannity is a very good friend. Bill Shine, who I think a number of people here know, is the communications director at the White House. So there's just a sort of mind meld right now between this White House and Fox News. And I think this is just the sort of final, it's all out in the open. Nobody's pretending anymore. I think that's what's good true, nobody's pretending.
Nobody's pretending, but it's called the Fox News Channel. It's not called the Fox Opinion Channel.
Yeah, but until they pay a price, why would they stop? They're winning in the ratings. They're not paying a price for it. So why? Obviously, what they're doing is working from their perspective. It's horrible for journalism because it does not differentiate between opinion and fact, which is why we get into the problems we're in now with people not believing facts when they're laid out to them, because Sean Hannity and Laura Ingraham and the rest of them are telling people a whole bunch of BS all night from 8 until 11, and then when the fact, like Shepard Smith has a show that's fact-based, news-based at 3 o'clock, and the Trump folks want him thrown off the network because he doesn't, and he's a liberal and he doesn't tell them what they want to hear. So it's a very interesting dynamic there.
It's a two-way street as well. As you know, when Fox does do this favorable coverage for them, they gain access and they get interviews. They get these one-on-one exclusive interviews with the president, and in turn, the president gets a primetime, nonstop coverage of his events to his core voters and gets his message out there. So it's mutually beneficial to both of them.
The flip side to this was MSNBC during Obama, where we used to complain about that relationship being too cozy, but it was never like this. No, my point is it was never
not that it's
like
right,
this.
but I mean this is just beyond. And it's
propaganda. I'll say it.
Most organizations, you're not allowed to go up to that line of giving money to a candidate, of outright endorsing it, and that line's being erased.